Welcome to the locker room. Coach Giggs here, and today's message, BBF. BBF. You're probably wondering what those initials mean. You'll find out in a minute. With me here today in the locker room is a very special visitor, guest, and becoming a close friend, Emmie Young. Emmie, welcome to the locker room. Good to have you.
Thank you.
You could read her bio to see her accomplishments and who she is, but let me give you the short version. She is a senior partner in a company called Southwestern Consulting. What Emmie does is she is a coach, a consultant, and your third title is?
A speaker.
A speaker. Oh, we got a good
Do
speaker here. Does it all. So Emmie, good to have you here in the locker room. Talk a little bit about this BBF factor that you've been sharing with me with all these locker room members.
Yes, BBF stands for Bounce Back Factor. And everyone in life goes through adversity. Everyone goes through ruts. Some people's ruts just last longer than others. So for many people, a rut can go on for years and years and years or months. They can get depressed. They can be underconfident. For some people, they only let the ruts last a day or an hour, or they work through things really quickly.
Wow.
So that's one of the differences between
Successful people and non-successful. So BBF, bounce back factor. Talk a little bit more about this bounce back. Why do some people bounce back quicker than others, and how can I, if I'm having some adversity, because we have many people in this locker room who, are having a little bit of adversity, how do I apply this BBF factor? How does it work?
Well, in order to bounce back quickly, the first thing you have to understand is that it's a choice.
Okay.
It is a choice to stay in a rut. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of that victim mentality, like, oh, these things are happening to me, or they're so awful, or I can't believe I'm having to go through this. And we have to choose to get over it, get out of it, choose to not be in a rut, choose to be in that positive state of mind that we need to be.
Very, very cool. I know you've had some adversity in your life. Do you want to share maybe any or one of those things that you've had to overcome and talk about how you did it?
Yeah, I mean, we've all had to overcome adversity. Every single one of us on this planet.
No one's immune from it.
No one is immune. I lost my mother when I was 14. That was at that point in my life the biggest adversity that I had ever been through. In 2007. I had started a business, thought I was making a ton of money. It was back when the real estate boom was happening.
Real estate.
I decided to build spec homes and flip homes and do condo conversions, and I had read all those Get Rich Quick books. I had a contractor embezzle hundreds of thousands of dollars from me. Lost everything I'd ever made. I chose to not even get up.
You lost everything you ever had. How old? How long ago? How old were you?
Oh gosh, I was 27 or so, and I chose to not even prosecute the guy.
Really?
Because I knew that in the long run that would cost more money and more time and more of my emotional resources than I would ever even get back. Wasn't my place to punish. It's God's place to punish.
Some people, they'll spend a lifetime prosecuting, going after these people because they feel that they need to get justice. You didn't feel the need to get justice. How did you do that?
It was my choice to not be a victim, but to look at how do I get out of this as quickly as possible? How do I recover from this big failure that I had in my life by trusting the wrong person?
What gives you the strength to choose that, and advice you can give to us?
I think it's knowing that there is a greater purpose, or God has a plan, and God does give us things we can't handle. I know people say God won't give you anything that you can't.
You think He does give us stuff.
He gives us.
And what's the reason for that? To make us strong?
To learn how to depend on Him. We don't have to depend on Him if we don't have those challenges.
Wow. Emmie, thank you so much. Before we close out the locker room, any other advice that you would give to those millions of people out there on this bounce back factor? Anything else that we've left out, or have we covered it?
There's two big pieces of advice that I want to share. The first thing that you have to do to bounce back quickly is you have to choose your self-talk. If you have negative self-talk, you are going to continue to believe the negative things that you're telling yourself.
So true.
So literally, I'll write down every negative thing that I'm saying to myself, and I'll rewrite it to be positive.
Wow.
And say
Good
that
advice.
over
Number
and
two.
over
Number
and
two.
over again.
What else? Number two.
The second piece of advice is the only way to get through it is to work your way through it.
Well, it's a hard work. Good to have you here in the locker room, Emmie. Thank you so much for joining me. For those of you in the locker room, you heard it first. BBF, what's your bounce back factor? Let's all bounce back and become everything we're intended to be so we can live our best lives. Thanks for joining us in the locker room. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, gang. Bye-bye.
If you know someone you feel has a special story to tell or life to share, please email Eric directly and he will reach out to you and or this individual, even if you think this person is you. And by the way, if you've enjoyed and feel the Daily Locker Room has served as an inspiration in your life, why not share it with a friend by sending them the daily message?